Hello.
Hi.
Hello, welcome everyone. Happy Thursday, happy July, and welcome to our Facebook Live today. If you have been searching for a cleaner, non-dairy, and non-soy alternative to infant and toddler formulas, you'll definitely want to tune in to today's Facebook Live. We're giving away some wonderful prizes. So comment, say hello, let us know that you're here. And I'm Lauren. I'm from Mom's Meat, and I'm joined today by the lovely Hamatal Yitzhak, the CEO and co-founder of Elf Nutrition and mother of four. Welcome, Hamatal. And Hamatal will be giving us an exclusive first look at Elf's plant-based complete nutrition for toddlers. And we're so excited to chat with you today. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm a mom of two. My kiddos are a bit older at this point, but I definitely wish that I had a product like this a few years ago when my kids were, sort of in that right age. And clean nutrition is so important, and we all know, especially in our Moms Meat community, it can be difficult to find products for our kids that check all those boxes when it comes to sustainability, health, all natural ingredients. And that's not even including products that cater to dairy or soy intolerant allergies. So everyone joining us today, if you have similar struggles when you're looking into nutrition for your kiddos, your infants and toddlers, let us know in the comments. I myself am super interested in plant-based nutrition for toddlers just because of the great health and environmental benefits associated with plant-based diets. So before we get into everything, I just want to give you a little background on Mom's Meat, especially if you're joining us today for the first time. So Mom's Meat is a large online community of moms, dads, grandparents, and caretakers, all passionate about raising healthy and healthy families. We've got some great resources. It's a wonderful community. Go visit momsmeat.com, learn all about us and all of the great resources we offer. Sign up to become a mom ambassador, and you can sample some amazing Better For You products for free. So again, this event is brought to you by Elf Nutrition, a globally patented pediatrician endorsed plant-based alternative to dairy and soy-based health nutrition products. And during our chat today, representatives from ELSE will be responding to your questions and comments. So anything that you want to know, feel free to post, and we'll have an ELSE representative answering all those pressing questions that you have. And as you know, we love giving away prizes during these events. So today, 10 lucky winners will receive a prize pack that includes a tin of ELF plant-based complete nutrition for toddlers and an adorable branded ELF. So again, let us know in the comments, what are some of the most important factors to all of you when it comes to choosing nutritional products for your kids? What do you look for when purchasing nutritional products? And comment on, like, share this video for your chance to win, and we will announce winners on Monday. So let's talk a little bit more about ELSE, and again, I want to bring Hamatal into the mix. But infant and toddler nutrition has changed very little in the last 100 years. It's really been dairy or soy. And parents, and we know this, just being part of Moms Meat, parents have been looking for a real alternative for decades. And Elf Nutrition has made just that. They've made a nutrition option for complete nutrition beyond age 1. It's plant-based, dairy-free, soy-free, organic, vegan, and sustainable, just to name a few of their wonderful attributes. And it offers clean, plant-based nutrition that meets the gold standard for your clean label. And today, Hamatal will tell us all about what makes Elf's nutrition truly something else. So she'll be talking to us about the suitability of plant-based toddler nutrition for a plant-based lifestyle and the importance of it for those looking to avoid, in particular, dairy and soy. And if you're interested in trying Elf's, we encourage you to head on over to their website, get a sample or pre-order online starting July 20th. So just a few days from now, you can use the code MOM25 and you'll get 25% off your first purchase of a full-size ELSE plant-based complete nutrition product. So head on over to their site and check that out. All right, Hamilton, I want to bring you in the mix because I've got a lot of great questions that I want to ask you, and I know our audience really has some wonderful comments coming in and questions as well. They're all really excited about this topic and really want to dive right into it. So I guess my first question for you is what inspired you to be part of creating a plant-based nutrition alternative?
Sure. So actually, it all started from a personal issue that we had in our families. But we've also been, all the founders of the company are veterans of the infant nutrition industry in Israel. And so we've been spending our entire life doing that. Manufacturing and talking with people that use those products, with moms and parents. And we've been aware of the extent of the problems that or the issues that other babies had, but when it struck us in our personal lives, when one of the founders had a granddaughter that was severely allergic to the cow's milk formula she was on, then we felt that we really need to solve the problem for her. So actually, she couldn't consume either the milk or the soy that the industry had to offer to her. And she was actually prescribed, and she was told by the pediatrician to have a super hydrolyzed formula, a Nutramigen, which she did not want to consume. She refused to have it, and that she was literally left without anything to eat. She didn't have any other food, and her body rejected everything else. So we felt the need to help her and to try to develop something that would be, on one hand, will provide everything that she needs in terms of nutrition. She was a 10-month at the time. And on the other hand, will be anti or non-inflammatory, which actually will release or relieve those symptoms that she's got from the other type of formulas. And we know the extent of this phenomena all over the world because we were veterans of that industry, and we have really had a lot of experience with parents that had these issues. So we started with that, and that was the inspiration. That was what triggered us to start developing something that was first plant-based, that would be non-inflammatory. And the other thing was looking for something that would be minimally processed, because we knew that processing of every food, but definitely of infant nutrition, would cause also a lot of issues, a lot of health issues, on top of other issues that has relevancy to sustainability and to animal welfare and other topics. But so this was the trigger.
Mm-hmm. And that story in particular, it's really resonating with our moms. I'm looking at some commentary. Ali said, my baby can't have soy either. It's so nice to hear a story like mine and know that I'm not alone. Anna said the same thing, that it happened to her and her baby. Her baby was in a hypoallergenic formula. So as you said, it's really a phenomenon that occurs worldwide. And so I think, these moms are really appreciating hearing that and feeling like, this applies to them as well. They're not alone in this.
Absolutely.
So my second question is, why else chose almonds, tapioca, and buckwheat to be the main ingredients?
Yeah, well, so we started with almonds. That was the first ingredient we started it for Roni, for the grandchild, because we knew it was a kind of a grandmom recipe within the Orthodox population in Israel for strengthening your body while latching or during pregnancy. That was something we all knew. We knew that exists for a long time. And almonds are one of the most nutritious foods on earth. And it worked for her. We started with that. And during our treatment with her, we discovered that the essential fatty acids profile in almonds was very, very similar to that of human milk, which was a discovery on its own. And then after it worked for Roni, we started looking. She just started gaining weight, and her body did not reject the almonds. That was the first thing we saw. After it worked for her and she got well, we started looking at it at the more scientific way, because we had all the the knowledge and the know-how about the nutrients that were required. They're all stated in the global regulation for infant nutrition. It's something that everybody can look at, but we were experts to that, so we could look at that. And we saw that we're still missing a lot of protein. We need to complete the amino acid profile to feed the exact human milk amino acid profile. So we were searching for another plant to complete that. And on a long search, we found buckwheat. So that the combination of both of them actually gave us the full amino and fatty acids profile in the right ratios to meet the exact nutrients profile of a human milk as the way it is being manifested in a formula. Of course, you can never imitate breast milk. It's so difficult because there are live ingredients in that. So you never imitate that 100%, but you can imitate that to a certain extent how the way other formulas do. So that's what we met. And the tapioca was actually completing the carb to replace the lactose because we couldn't have the lactose. So we had to have a certain carb at a certain length of chain. I don't want to get into all the science behind it, but it was all science-backed, of course. And that those three ingredients complete the full nutritional values of any other type of formula that exists in the market, and that actually was tailored according to the gold standard of human milk. And that's what we found. And that was globally patented right after that.
Okay. Yeah, I think almonds particularly, I mean, we hear so much about how good they are for you, just that the nutrition offered. And I'm reading a comment from Marnie who said that her 7-year-old still only drinks almond or cashew milk. So can you tell us a little bit more about the beyond organic, the disruptive, the science-backed process used to formulate the product and why it distinguishes else, why it makes else unique?
Sure. So it's really not only about being plant-based, because it doesn't mean that if you are plant-based, any plant-based food doesn't mean that you necessarily are a healthy food. That's not all. It's not all into that. There's more into it. So else is made in a completely new approach that does not involve any artificial manipulation of the natural structure of the raw ingredients. All the fats, the proteins, and the carbs are derived in an all-natural process directly from the wholesome plants without any chemical involvement. This is not so in the production of any other formula in the world. However organic or grass-fed the cow may be. Until else came, all baby formulas, with no exception, are made through breaking the raw ingredients onto their building blocks and artificially changing their chemical structure. Taking aside some of the macronutrients, for example, with the soy, the carb is taken aside and the fats are taken aside because they are not on the same profile. So only the protein is isolated in a very chemical way, in a very artificial way, and then it's put back into the formula and then you take a different oil blend and another carb, and it's all reconstituted into a certain blend. But this all involves a lot of manipulations and chemical manipulations. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. We take the whole plant and very, very minorly process it, and then altogether it's an all-natural formula. That's the major difference. It's a clean nutrition and it's a clean process.
And what do you think makes parents particularly interested in else? How do you think it really resonates with parents today?
Yeah. So actually, I think parents would be interested, first of all, in an alternative, because the market today, although you can see multiple vendors, but they all sell the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's cow's milk. However you look at it, whether it would be a hypoallergenic or semi-hypoallergenic or just lactose-free or just standard formula, they all derive from cow's milk. There is a certain percentage of soy in the market. It depends in the country. For example, in the US, it's about 5%. It's declining because there is a great dispute about how healthy soy products are for babies. So it's only declining. So actually, we see only one alternative. And I think the main thing parents would seek is to have another alternative. Regardless whether it's healthier or not, it should be on par. And the market is striving for an alternative. So this is the first thing. But if you're giving parents an alternative, which is even cleaner and not inflammatory, because it's based it is not based on animal ingredients, then you're only making things better. We are creating a viable alternative, which is cleaner, minimally processed solution. And this eliminates the issues for other babies that may be suffering all the time because they don't find the right solution. Now they have an option. Now they have another alternative like their parents do with any other. I mean, every parent has different alternatives when they want to go on to, plant-based lifestyle.
Right.
But your baby doesn't. So right. That's what we're bringing.
And who else is else suitable for? So who is else suitable for? Children of ages and, sort of the profile of children that it's designed for, intended for.
So essentially, Else Toddler Nutrition suits every baby from 12 months onwards. It contains all the nutritional values and fully complies with the toddler nutrition regulation to provide complete nutrition. More specifically, it can suit babies who, from some reason, may want to avoid dairy or soy, whether it's due to intolerance, sensitivity, allergy, vegan or plant-based lifestyle of their families, parents who understand the difference between clean and minimally processed nutrition to other more industrialized foods, who may generate many types of diseases at a later stage, or families with the willingness to use a sustainable product that contributes to animal welfare and to the environment. It could be from so many other reasons, but mainly it's aimed for everybody in the longer run. So we're starting with parents that do have a certain need, a certain problem, but in general, it fits everybody.
And tell us more about why a plant-based alternative is so important to offer.
Well, plant-based nutrition is an alternative for all of us that all of us should have. As I just said, adults have many options to choose from, but our babies don't. And it doesn't actually exist because the soy is not a viable alternative anymore. It used to be when when the medical community thought it was healthy, but today there's a great dispute about that. So we have no alternative to choose from apart from the soy. So plant-based is the most sustainable option with the most minor ecological footprint. I mean, I'm talking about else, but generally speaking, plant-based is more sustainable from animal-based ingredients or products. We're talking about a non-inflammatory nutrition, which is extremely important even in the longer term for an adult. Having a non-inflammatory nutrition protects you or may prevent a lot of later diseases that are metabolic diseases. It's all perfectly connected to that. It's actually it maintains a long-term health for everyone, maintains that. On top of that, plant-based nutrition is also clean and minimal. Our plant-based nutrition is also clean and minimally processed, but this is not any type of plant-based. You have plant-based which are not like that.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I think too that piece that you said about starting early, I mean, it's definitely the case that, as adults, we have that capability to pivot, to switch over to a plant-based lifestyle. For children, it really has not been, something that Traditionally, we've been able to do. So I guess my next question leading into that is that presenting this information, then what would you say if somebody were to respond that, feeding a toddler a plant-based option isn't as healthy, or it's not as nutritional, it doesn't have that nutritional packed powerhouse product that a dairy product would?
Yeah, well, I would say that dairy products are good for some people, for some kids, and to some of them they do not generate any other issues. But plant-based nutrition, or any nutrition for a toddler or for a baby, as long as it provides all the nutrients, with no exception, it is as healthy as dairy products in that respect. These are table stakes, so we are providing the table stakes in terms of nutrition. There's no doubt about that. But as explained, it has the benefits on top of merely providing the nutrients. These benefits are stemmed mainly in the fact that plant-based nutrition is non-inflammatory, I'm repeating that, and doesn't generate all that irritation and intolerances that animal-based ingredients may do.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, the less processed the food we eat, the healthier it is for us. That's a fact. It's a scientific fact. And regardless of whether it's plant-based or originates from animals, in Elle's case, we are the minimally processed. So we've worked years to ensure that the nutrition that we provide is minimally processed. It took us years to do that because it's something that's much more easy. It's much easier to create a formula that's very highly processed because those processes are known in the industry, and it's a common knowledge. We can produce a protein while you're extracting it chemically. Mm-hmm. This is a non-issue. But to do something that's minimally processed and still provide all these nutrients from an all-natural ingredient, this is something that took us years to create, and this is what we were striving to do because we understood the importance of that. So we are bringing a nutrition that is really the closest to its source in nature as possible.
And our moms are really commenting away. They're really curious, not only for their younger children, but they're asking about products that might be in the works in the future for Else Nutrition. So anything that's ideas or products that are in the works that some of our moms might be interested in. I'm seeing commentary about older children, even children, above the age of 7 that they're asking about. Anything that you have brewing that, might be appropriate for older children as well.
Absolutely. I think that's a very natural evolvement of Else first of all, into the kids space. So we are anticipating to launch kids nutritional drinks, which also provide all the nutrients for a child at the age between 3 to 12. For moms who may be concerned about their picky eaters, or those moms that don't feel that their child has, got all the nutrients that, even if sometimes children eat, but they eat a lot of junk, or not necessarily that they eat little portions, but sometimes they just don't eat the right things because they are very, very picky, or they don't, they imitate some other kids that don't, or from any other, my kids were like that. And I was striving for a better for you product in that space. And now we can bring that to the market. So actually we're anticipating to launch these kids nutritional drinks within a few months. They're going to be ready online. So this is one thing. The infant formula, which we are working very hardly on, actually meets, we already meet the nutritional standards for that. But for an infant formula, since it's the sole nutrition of the baby, FDA and other regulatory jurisdictions require us to validate that on a clinical study. So that's what we're doing, and we're on that. We're expecting to have a formula on the shelves within 2 years. That should take some time, but we're doing it very precautiously. We're doing it we are very responsible with that, and we wouldn't do anything to risk anyone until we know that the formula is really validated and works for those kids that are waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we would like to evolve also into providing products to adult people, to the parents. That would be under the same concept of complete, wholesome, balanced meals in any shape and form.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something to be expecting in the later future, but we are already working on some developments in that space.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got some excited moms who are commenting away. Jessica saying that, you know, that the new products in the works will cover all of her boys. Marnie is saying she can't wait for the infant formula. And I saw quite a few comments from our moms inquiring about products for adults, nutrition for adults as well. So clearly you've got some super fans here. Well, Hamatal, thank you so much for chatting with us today. This was really informative and you know, really great to hear about this product. And to all our Moms Meet audience, let us know what you found most helpful from our chat today, and keep sharing your thoughts and your questions in the comment section. Else Nutrition is there answering all of your pressing questions. So be sure to let them know what you'd like to know. And again, you can learn more about ELF and get a sample over at elsenutrition.com. Be sure to use that code MOM25 for 25% off when you pre-order your first purchase of a full-size Else Plant-Based Complete Nutrition. So again, those pre-orders start July 20th, so a few days from now. So remember to hop on over to that site, use that promo code. And Hamatal, again, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for chatting with us, telling us more about this amazing, innovative product. And all our moms, again, keep sharing, liking, commenting for your chance to win a prize pack, and we will announce those winners on Monday.
Thank you so much, all of you, for having me and for we are really proud to serve all of you and to bring something that would be for the benefit of all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Mom. So again, thanks for joining our Facebook Live. Happy Thursday, happy July, and keep coming into Way. We'll announce our winners next Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.